Where did the seventh angel pour out the wrath from his bowl? It was poured out. Let's see what it means to pour out into the air. Let's read it. The seventh angel went and poured out his complete wrath into the air. Then a mighty voice rang out from the throne of the holy temple. It declared, "It is finished." Next came flashes of lightning, thunder, and a great earthquake. Since there were people on earth, no earthquake as severe and fierce as this had ever occurred. Great Babylon. The city divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations collapsed. Then God remembered the sins of Great Babylon, and handed him the cup filled with his raging wrath. All the islands vanished. The mountains were also gone. Then a huge hailstorm fell from the sky upon people, each piece weighing about 1 talent. Because this hail disaster was extremely severe, people began to blaspheme God. They called on the seventh angel to pour out his complete wrath into the air. To pour it out into the air. But what does into the air mean? It means pouring it into the great Babylon of Satan, whether within or beyond the universe. It signifies that the kingdom of Great Babylon is divided into 3 parts. Great Babylon is Satan's kingdom. In the end, it is allotted to Satan's kingdom. Then God said, "It is finished." This is what God said. Because God was exceedingly angry, the devil, and then there was a flash, accompanied by sounds, thunder, and an earthquake, so that God's fierce wrath burst forth. Then a severe, massive earthquake occurred. How intense was the shaking? Brothers and sisters, you know the Wenchuan earthquake, which killed many people. But then came another earthquake. How severe was it? It shook the nations of the earth, and all the cities of every nation collapsed. It was so devastating that even all the buildings in Guangzhou fell. In every country on earth, the cities crumbled. And then it shook. Not only did the cities on earth collapse, but to what extent did it shake? It even caused Satan's kingdom in the heavens to fall. No, not only did the nations on earth collapse, even Satan's kingdom in the heavens was shattered. It reached that extreme. This earthquake was truly the most severe. Thus, the final calamity was to bring down Satan's kingdom. Both the angels and Satan's kingdom, as well as the kingdoms of every nation and people on earth, all collapsing. A devastating, severe earthquake. Therefore, from that time on, Satan's kingdom ceased to exist, no longer existing in the heavens. Even the nations under Satan on earth no longer existed. And at that moment, God remembered the sins of Great Babylon, and made him drink the cup of his fierce wrath. He caused him to taste God's anger. Then, subsequently, all the islands vanished. There came a massive hailstorm. And just how massive was the hail? Each hailstone weighed about 34.2 kilograms, which is roughly 70 jin. Each hailstone weighed about 70 jin, as it fell from the sky. It struck those belonging to Satan, hitting all the inhabitants of Satan's kingdoms on earth. Thus, because the hail disaster was so severe, people began to blaspheme God. Brothers and sisters, when reading about the final 7 judgments, you find that in many places it is said that due to the severity of the calamities, people blasphemed God. This disaster was extremely grave. A great earthquake shook every nation's cities, completely destroying them. They no longer existed. Even Satan's kingdom in the heavens was shattered. It shattered and cracked into 3 parts. The cities of the nations collapsed. Moreover, the nations were severely struck by hailstones. It caused unbearable suffering. Brothers and sisters, let us remember that when we were in Egypt, God also sent down a heavy hailstorm. That heavy hailstorm, since the founding of the country until that time, had never been so severe. It was hail. But after the great disaster ended, the last hailstorm sent down by God, each hailstone weighed as much as 70 jin, about 35 kilograms. So, anyone hit would be crushed to pieces. Thus, we understand that the ultimate fate of the wicked has come. Glory be to the Heavenly Father and the Lord. Amen.